Hey, thanks for stopping in. I had a memory back when I was a youngster, and it was over a 3-month period, over a summer break. And each morning I would get up and memorize a new Bible scripture. Sometimes I didn't like doing it, sometimes I didn't really want to do it at all. The thing that was really motivating me to keep at it over this 3-month period, and as a kid, 3 months is a long time, you know what I'm saying? You have so many things to do, you know, when you're a kid, that to take the time to do just this one simple thing was pretty huge. And like I said, I would memorize, I'd wake, you know, get up, you know, brush teeth, stuff like that, and kind of get before I would actually get my day actually started, I would take the time to memorize one line of scripture and do this every day for 3 months. Again, the benefit or the reason I was doing it is because the church that my family was attending at that time, the Sunday school, the students were put to a contest or given a contest, and the prize was a brand new bike. So that was really, in a sense, motivating me. That was me putting my eyes on the prize, and the prize was the bike. So over the 3-month period, you know, I kept to that. You know, I kept to that schedule. Every morning I would do that, even if I didn't feel like doing it. And the thing that I realized now, looking back at that time, there's one key thing that I learned from that experience that's pretty powerful, and I would like to share with you today. Hey, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Ape Studios, back with another video. This video is, again, a little something different than I usually do, but it's got a great point that I'd like to share with you. But first, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, definitely subscribe. If through this video you come up with some questions or some comments, definitely leave me those in the comment box below. I'd love to start a conversation, or even just kind of, you know, a back and forth on this topic. Other than that, definitely make sure to ring the bell so that you will get notified whenever I drop a new video. So let's get back to it. I'm sure you're thinking that in this post I'm going to share with you something that's about spirituality or religion or anything like that, because I talked about Bible scripture. But you'd be wrong. And the thing that I would like to talk to you today is about habits and the power of creating habits. And the key thing that I want to share with you comes from the book Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield. It's definitely one of those books that I've already reviewed here on this channel, and you can check out that book review. I'll put a link in the description box below so that you can go there, or you can just click here. I definitely recommend this book. It's full with a lot of content that is not really only for artists or creatives. It can be for any person out there, in a sense, struggling, you know, trying to find themselves, trying to find their purpose, or even just their passion. In the review here, I want to look at a specific section that Steven Pressfield shares, and it's about habits. And he puts it this way: the difference between an amateur and a professional is in their habits. An amateur has amateur habits. A professional has professional habits. We can never free ourselves from habits. The human being is a creature of habit. But when we replace bad habits with good ones, we can trade in the habits of the amateur and the addict for the practice of the professional and the committed artist or entrepreneur. I even have another way that you can look at this idea of habits, and it's from another book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I've not read this book. I've heard a lot of good things about it. What I have done is I did watch a TED Talk given by James Clear, and there's just one little sentence that he said that made things a little more clear for me. And he said that habits are like boats that you put forth toward the person that you would like to become. So in a sense, what he's saying is that if you want to become athletically fit, the boats that you're going to be doing or sending out are boats toward eating right, you know, doing the specific training to get the outcome that you're looking for. If you want to become a writer, well, you're going to want to be reading and writing pretty much regularly, if not every day, to become the best writer that you can be. The real benefit of habits comes into what in a sense, Steven Pressfield says. Just doing a habit or creating a habit to become this person is one thing. You have to actually make that habit work for you even more by the way that you go after it. So in a sense, if you create a habit and you go after it in a way where you're being the amateur, you know what I'm saying, you're probably not going to do it all the time. You know, if not regularly, you're not going to be doing that. You know, there may be times where you may not feel like it, and so you do it half-assed. Versus the professional, you know, what would you imagine a professional would do? A professional would go at it, you know, full focused and really get after it. They wouldn't take days off. They would probably do it every single day. They would probably be doing it in a way that's going to benefit them as much as possible. They're going to cut out distractions. You know, you can get it. You know, a professional will do it in a different way than an amateur would. And that's how, over time, habits can benefit you optimally because the way that you go after them. And I believe it's this minor detail, this key to making habits work for you that most people overlook. So to sum up my point that I'm making here is that habits are important. Good habits are important, let's just say that. And as much as you can create a good habit that you go after, if you go after it in an amateur way, you're not going to get the full benefit. So if you're going to create a habit to, in a sense, like James Clear mentioned, putting forth a vote to the person that you want to become, you want to do it in a professional way. So do it regularly. If it's a case where doing it regularly is a benefit to you, do it with enthusiasm and do it to the best of your ability. You know, don't half-ass it. Don't cut yourself short by taking the shortcut. So that is my point. And I'm sure you're wondering how, going way back to the beginning of this video, how that contest turned out for me. Well, for that 3-month period, even though I was a young kid, I was able to maintain that throughout the 3 months. You know, so every morning I would wake up, I would, you know, start my day, and I would find the time to memorize another scripture. So one scripture became 2, 2 became 3, 4, 5, and as you can know, if you're doing it every day, you know what I'm saying, that's what, 3 months? So that's 90 days. So I ended up learning quite a bit of scripture and I was able to recite it. And I'm proud to say that I won that contest. I didn't only just win that contest, I beat the pastor's son. And I opted for I opted for something a little different than a bike. I mean, a bike would have been nice, but what I opted for at that age was the Nintendo Entertainment System. And that day, it was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big deal. And so I was able to win that for my fam, you know, brothers and sisters, and we had plenty of great times playing on that as long as it lasted. And so that memory kind of came past my mind and led me to thinking about how habits kind of really can bring the best out of you if you use them to the best of your ability, like I mentioned. So that's my video today. Hopefully it's been something helpful that you can, you know, use in your daily life. Again, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, definitely subscribe. And what I'll do is I will also, like I mentioned, I will leave a link to the book reviews of this book, Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield, in the description box, or actually in the comment box, or you can click this here and you can go to that video. And lastly, don't want to miss out on any more of my videos. Make sure to ring that bell. And so, like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.